Yo, what's up, Waddle Army? Welcome to the next episode of Meta Air Riders. You already know what it is. We are doing King Dedede on the Chariot today. And this is a combo where we need to take advantage of King Dedede's top speed and his auto attack to kind of mitigate the weaknesses of the Chariot, because the Chariot has really good handling, but when it comes to like cornering and top speed, or not cornering, but like top speed and like boosting, we are going to need somebody who brings up our top speed a little bit. So that's why we picked King Dedede, so we have good top speed. And then King Dedede being an auto attacker is going to help us out getting more boosts when we hit the opponent, because you want to get as many boosts as you can when you are playing in the Chariot, because the Chariot has a pretty decent boost, but it's also hard to find opportunities to really use its boost, just because it's already so good at turning. Most of the time you don't even need to charge the turn. So yeah. Of course, we are going to use Flash to get a little bit of extra mileage here. That's about as much as we're going to get. Do get some decent mileage out of it. Ian is in the lead with the paper, which is going to be hard to pull ahead of in this section. But the next section, we should be going a little faster because we are a grounded vehicle, even if we're not the fastest grounded vehicle in the game. Now, of course, the formula is just going to launch right ahead at the end there. But here we go. We're going to charge into our thing right there. We're going to do it again. And then lastly, we're going to do it to make that corner so much faster than usual. And yeah, the high traction on the Chariot's also going to make it really difficult to kind of play through those sections as well. Of course, we're going to be forced to use our special because we get hit by Tyranza. Just how it is. And yeah, just be sure to make proper use of your handling when you're playing this vehicle. And yeah, I do turn into the dirt there just because I'm going to flash across it anyway, so it shouldn't be a huge deal. Oop, missed the rings there, but that's alright. Still got a pretty good lead. That Cappy is in a Formula Star, so we need to get as much of a lead as we can here. 15 yards. Not sure if it's going to be enough, but we'll see. We're going to need to finish strong here and get as many of these boosts as possible, because that Formula is catching up. He was only 7 yards behind at the end there. But yeah, pretty decent first game. A little fumble at the beginning right there, but throughout the rest of the race, it was smooth sailing for us. And that's just kind of the vibe when you're playing in the Chariot. You know, you're not going to be the fastest vehicle, and you're not going to be the most complex, but you're going to be able to do whatever you want to when it comes to like turning and handling and just being where you want to be. So with the Chariot, it's more like about playing smart than it is about playing super optimal, right? Because if you're following your star trails right, you're taking the right paths, then most of the time you'll be in a decent place. You may not always be in first, but you'll usually be like top 3, right? The Chariot can kind of struggle because it's very similar to like the Shadow Star and the Paper Star in like how it performs on the ground. Like, it's good at handling. It's a little faster than those vehicles on the ground, but the main issue is the high traction, so you're not going to get as much off a rail as you would as a Shadow Star. And like I said, you can't fly, so both the other stars can do that. This star cannot do that at all, but you do have decent boost. So you just gotta be aware of what you're working with the Chariot, because it's not the strongest vehicle in the game. Our next track is going to be Airtopia Ruins, which is going to be good for us, because I know this track is good for the wheelie scooter, and anything that's good for the wheelie scooter is also going to be good for the Chariot, because they're two very similar vehicles. Also, you can kind of snake in the Chariot, but it's a little worse than it is on the Shadow and the Slick. So you just got to be aware that you're not going to be able to do it like all the time, just every now and then if you can really find a spot for it. Good turn right there, and then we are just going to do our little hops, try to kill some enemies, get some speed boosts, and we're going to take advantage of our boost right there. One thing you will always need to do in the Chariot is take advantage of your boost whenever you can, because it's one of your best stats in this vehicle, is your boost. So right here I could turn normally, but just because my boost stat is so good, I'm going to want to make sure to get as many boosts as I can there on that turn. And you also go pretty fast when you jump in this thing, so anytime you see like a ramp, you want to take advantage of that. The Chariot isn't quite as light as the wheelie scooter though, so you're not going to be able to get the same height on it as you would in a scooter. Do get Cutter. I did try to kill an enemy right there, but it didn't work out. We do not have our special yet, which means we are going to have to save it for the next section. Hopefully we can snipe the Noir wagon up here. Alright, and right here we are going to want to use our special because there's no ramps or like anything to help us speed up. And it's also as late as we could possibly use it. And we get a lot of mileage out of it right there. And then bang. And then yeah, looks like we won again. Let's go. Like I said, Airtopia, one of the better tracks for the Chariot. Any track where you are going to be on the ground a lot and turn a lot is going to be good for the Chariot. Because the Chariot's whole thing is that it has great handling and great boost. Hopefully it doesn't take too long to get into our next game here. You know what? I'm gonna put on the gold hat for you guys. I'm gonna put on the gold hat. Because today we are riding like a king. And I want it to be known we are the king of the track. Alright, this time we are playing on Fantasy Meadows. And this is a really simple one, of course. We aren't the fastest vehicle, but we are King Dedede. He kind of makes up for that, which is why we pick him when we use this vehicle. I do like to charge a boost right there if I can, but I did get hit there, which prevented me from charging. So I just got to be aware of that next time I try to take that little snake path right there. We're going to go for it again, see if I can get it right this time, and I'm getting hit again, so unfortunately we're still not going to be able to get it on the second lap. Maybe we can get it on the third lap. Disco is going to be pretty hard to beat in Formula Cappy on Fantasy Meadows, but we'll see if we can do it. We are in the lead. We do have our special. We do pop it here, and then we're going to take advantage of our boost. We are going to quick spin the Dedede. The other Dedede in Chariot is behind us, and we do manage to beat him by about 16, 17 yards, so another good race for us. Let's go. I also did manage to get that little snake path in on that last lap. It's just kind of difficult sometimes. If you're getting hit, you're not going to be able to snake. So you could just turn normally then if that's happening to you and you're in a chariot. So this time we are on Nebula Belt. I did not think about commentary for a second there, but yeah, starting out pretty well here. Of course, we are going to want to take advantage of snaking because we are in that ice form and we are on the turn right there. So we actually had 2 reasons to snake in that section. We are getting smacked around a bit. This time we do get Mike, which is going to give us a lot of boost, which is going to be nice. Again, the Chariot just has a good boost stat, and we need to take advantage of that. Going to use Dedede's auto attack to get ourselves some more boost. And whenever we're not getting hit and we're not around a bunch of people, I will snake here. But again, if you're getting hit, just turn normally. I do have my special, but we're not going to be able to save it. So, or we're not going to get 2 of them, so I'm just going to save it for as long as I can so I can get the most lead possible here. And maybe leave a few people in the lobby behind. We do get Steel Ball. I will stick to the right side just so it's harder to Star Trail me. And then just kind of turn into this turn right here. The old-fashioned way. And it looks like snaking isn't going to help us speed up right there, so I'm just going to drive normally. We do have a pretty significant lead. I don't want this Susie to trail us too easily, so I'm going to swerve a little to the right and then take that ramp and just secure the victory for us. Nebula Belt, not the most interesting track in the world, but the game gives it to you sometimes, and you just have to play it out. Probably do 2 or 3 more, and then we will be done with this video. I don't like getting either of those tracks I just played, because I believe they should both be banned, but it is what it is. And we are back on Fantasy Meadows, unfortunately, so probably do a couple more after this one, just because I don't like getting these tracks that should be banned over and over again. It's really annoying. But, again, sometimes the game just gives it to you and you gotta play it out, so it's the part of the game. And that's what I try to go for every lap, that little turn right there with the boost and the Chariot. I think that's optimal. Of course, we're going to kill all the enemies here as much of the lead as we can. I probably should have bagged. I might lose because I didn't bag. Which is just another one of a million reasons why this course is horribly designed, to be honest. I accidentally hit my right stick right there and shifted my camera over when I was trying to boost. But we still won. I think maybe the Chariot being kind of heavy helps it with those downhill sections a little bit. And we got another repeat of Airtopia Ruins, and we might have a bunch of bots in this one. I'm not really sure.
3, 2, 1, start!
So yeah, just a rough video for finding some good matches, but we're winning a lot, so... Oh. Another hiccup at the start there, but it's fine. There's boost around this corner. Almost every time you take like a 90-degree turn, you're gonna want to boost at least a little bit. I could go for the question mark panel just for fun. Could. There's nothing stopping me. But it's not really optimal. That was clean. That was a clean turn right there. That section is actually like low-key hard to get right. I keep hitting the rail. You never want to hit the rail. I actually braked right there because I didn't want to turn into the section too fast. Oops. Alright, screw it. We got a 40-mile lead. We're probably winning anyway. Let's see what we get. We get freeze. And we get shot down into the wall. This game is memeing. Like, how do you expect me to ever want to take that path ever again when you just shot me straight into the floor? There we go, that was a little cleaner. Another dub. Hopefully we get a more unique track on this next one. I believe I rolled Siberian, then Airtopia, then Fantasy, then Nebula Belt, then Fantasy again, then Airtopia again. So if I do this next one, that'll be 7 races, which should be plenty. But I also hope we get a unique track. Alright, for our last race here, we have Steam Guff's Forge. Thankfully, a bit of a more unique and traditional track here. Of course, Chariot's not going to be the best vehicle on this stage, but it can get the job done if you know what you're doing. Always want to hit the boost pad just because we have a good boost stat. And turn a little to the left here because we don't want people trailing us. That's another thing we got to take advantage of with the Chariot, is because we can turn so easily. We might as well make it as hard for people to trail us as possible, right? Unfortunately, I did not smack the crate with my hammer there because I got hit, which sucks. We are going to take the ramp here so we can take advantage of our boost on the rail. And then right here is a really simple section. We just drive straight. And then we hit that ramp. Hit that little steam gust. Hit this one. Head straight for the rail. And now for this section right here, I saw somebody do something pretty cool here. You can go for this green boost, and you could actually just make it across the whole thing, and then you can hit the gold boost. So that's the optimal path for Chariot on this map, on the glimpse. It's actually not too slow, believe it or not. again, we're going to take a little left right there, just make it harder to trail us. Oh, I messed up that turn. Alright. Clean it up though. Of course, we're going to want to take advantage of as many boosts as we can on that turn. Unfortunately, I hit the lava, but we're okay. Gonna go straight here once again. I do have my special, and I probably should use it here, but I think it's funnier if I use it on the blimps, and it's better content, so that's what we're gonna do. We'll see how this works out for us. Gonna take the same path as we did last time. Oh, unfortunately we did not make it across that time, but it's fine. Still pretty fast path along the bottom there. And that is another victory, so undefeated video on the Chariot. Haven't seen one of those in a while. I don't know if we've ever had an undefeated video, actually. That's pretty crazy. But yeah, if you just want a really simple, bare-bones, grounded combo, I mean, King Dedede on the Chariot will do it for you. Like, subscribe, and let me know what guys, or what content you guys want to see in the future. I'm probably going to put all these videos into like a playlist, but we're almost done. There's only like a few vehicles left. So I want to know what you guys want to see once I get done with this series. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.